Monday, my beautiful Mon family, and happy December 8th. Some of you probably woke up today and the alarm went off and you just laid there like, bro, again? Like already, we just did Monday. And then you checked your weather and it said 13 degrees. Like, that's acceptable. And then maybe you made your coffee. I have hot cocoa in here because it's cold. And you probably just stood there waiting for your coffee, staring at the wall, not even thinking, just existing. And then maybe your room looks like holiday chaos. And some of you this past weekend watched Hallmark movies and thought Monday was going to feel magical, but woke up in real life, bills, responsibilities, and outsides acting rude. And I know deep inside you whispered, I don't want to go to work today. Same. But you know what's funny? When I woke up this morning, I actually asked my dad, I was like, hey, are you still going to work? Like, we're getting like 7 inches of snow. And he goes, yeah, without a heartbeat. He said, of course, just because it's snowing doesn't mean I leave my team. People will still show up. And that's the mindset that we should have. And it just really hit me because sometimes the win isn't being excited. It's simply showing up, even cold, even tired, even if you're unsure, you showed up and that still counts. And MON exists not just for the Mondays where you feel easy, but for the ones where you're just like, I'm doing my best with what I got today, Monday. And for the real ones, last week, if you watched last week's episode, we talked about clearing our space mentally, physically, emotionally. And this week, that's where that space is going to start to grow, where your discipline starts matching your prayers, and where you choose one tiny thing today that your future self will thank you for. So, whether you're listening in the bed, or if you're in the car, or even just pretending to work or hiding from the cold, I'm proud of you. You showed up and welcome to MON. So let's tap in before we clock in. So I'm going to take a sip of my little hot cocoa that I made. I'm going to send me straight to the bathroom.
This is MON, still showing up.
Hosted by Denise.
All right, MON family, let's start off with our MON stories that you guys keep showing up week after week. And I'm so proud of you for that. So this first story is from Michelle, and she said, this week I did something that honestly made me smile. Okay. I didn't do any holiday shopping for anyone, not a single person, as you should. But I bought myself one big Christmas gift. I wasn't running around the mall stressing over sales, trying to be everybody's Santa. I picked one thing that I've been wanting for months. The bracelet that I kept saving in my cart, and I finally bought it. And it felt so good to choose me for once, to say, yeah, I deserve this. Honestly, that's MON energy right there, right? Because as I spoke about 2 weeks ago, I think during our Thanksgiving episode, like give. You did a lot of giving. Now, one gift is not gonna break your pocket. And I feel like we should all from time to time pour back into ourselves. So thank you for sharing that. The second MON story is from Beth. So thank you, Beth, for showing up. And she said that she got a new puppy recently. Oh my God, 10 pictures. But she said, my new puppy waited until I was on an important work call, camera on, and chose that exact moment to walk over and pee on my feet. Not on the pad, not on the floor, on my feet. I muted myself so fast and turned off my camera, cleaned it up, took a deep breath, and went back into the meeting like nothing happened. But I still showed up for myself the best way I could. I mean, Having puppies are like kids. Maybe next time you can put your dog like on a schedule, especially puppies. You still showed up, you gave your 1% and you kept going, and that's all that matters. And send a picture of your puppy, Beth. Hello. But again, thank you for showing up. And guys, don't forget to share your mom stories. I love both of these. They're, they can be short, they can be long. You can have a long explanation, go into the detail. I love the details, whatever works for you, but you still showed up. Oh, guys, and later, after I'm done with this episode, I'm gonna prank call Mercedes and I'm gonna be like, girl, where you at? You know we were supposed to be recording. And I'll probably get her reaction because it's snowing. It was like 7 inches outside. So definitely will get her reaction. So stay tuned. You're still going to get some Mercedes this episode. So last week we spoke about our reset and clearing up our space. Hopefully you cleaned out your space and you listened to my advice and you wrote and really reflected on this past year. This week we're going to be talking about habits and how you can build them. So now let's talk about my first point. Why habits fail. Before we build new habits, let me step on a few toes. Nobody is safe today. And here's why habits fail. And I promise you, you're in here. Number one, okay? Your habits are too extreme. You go from eating hot Cheetos in bed to I'm waking up at 4 a.m., running 5 miles, drinking chlorophyll water, journaling for 3 hours. Come on, guys. Be for real. You didn't even run for the ice cream truck as a kid. Well, actually, I did, but you know what I mean. And men, yes, you too. You go to the gym once, and all of a sudden you think you're training for like the NFL. Okay? Relax, King. You're only on a treadmill at 2.3 speed. Now, two, we create too many habits at once. For example, us women, we create a whole Pinterest routine with 19 habits, 7 color-coded lists, and a candle that costs like $42, then burnt out by Wednesday. And then, men, you're not safe either. You'll say, you know what? I'm gonna get my life together. And then suddenly you wanna save money or you wanna fix your skin, eat clean, hit the gym, and go to therapy and learn about stocks. But listen, sir, you just learned how to season chicken last month. Three, you go too fast. You want a full life transformation in the weekend, and then you wonder why you're exhausted by Wednesday. This isn't Amazon Prime, okay? It's not gonna happen in 24 hours. Four, you're chasing the aesthetic, not the habit. I know us women, if the notebook isn't beige or the pen isn't gold and the matcha isn't aesthetic, like you want to give up immediately. And then there's men, you buy the $80 water bottle and the compression shirt, and then all of a sudden you forget the actual habit. Aesthetic without action is just decoration. And lastly, you're performing a habit. You're not becoming it, okay? Some of y'all love the idea of being that person more than the behavior that it takes to become that person. And my females, you post your journals on your story and the page is still blank. And then you have men over here. You guys are talking about discipline and mindset, and you haven't even stretched since 2017. Okay? But here's what I'm trying to get at out of all of this. It's not you, it's the strategy. And this is why we do it MON style, small, realistic, sustainable, and rooted in who you are becoming. So that's why, habits fail. And I really want you to think about this as this week comes. Now, my second point, because it's like a whole masterclass that I'm giving you guys. When it comes to habits, I like reading this book. I read this book like 3 times. The 1% Rule. And I will be telling you what you need to know in like the next minute. Let's get to the part where, habits actually changed my life. And this comes straight from the psychology from Atomic Habits. And it's the reason big goals fall apart. Now, you don't need to be twice as good. You just need to be 1% better every day, because 1% feels tiny. It feels pointless. It feels like nothing's changed. But here's the magic, right? 1% every day compiles, it stacks, it compounds into a completely new identity. And that's why in this book, James Clear calls the habits the atoms of your life. They're tiny, but they build everything you become. And here's the part that really hits me and will hit you. What you do once doesn't shape you. What you do daily does. For an example, one glass of water won't change your health, okay? But daily hydration will. One walk won't change your mindset, but walking every day will. One prayer won't change your faith, but a daily 60-second check in with God will reshape your whole spirit over time. Because that 1% rule isn't about the results, it's about the direction. You're not trying to change your whole life today. You're simply casting a vote for the person you want to become. So every time you do a habit, even one tiny one, you are proving to yourself, I am becoming the person who does this. I am building this identity. I am 1% closer to the future me. And that's why small habits matter more than the dramatic ones. The big habits will burn you out, and the small habits build you up. Now, remember why your habits fail, that 1% rule. And now I want you to think about this week. Identity shifts in tiny ways. And I'm going to keep it really simple because this is the part. This is like the secret sauce of habits. Habits stick when they match your identity, not the version of you you're trying to force, but the version you're becoming. Most people say, "Oh, I want to read more. I want to be healthier. I want to be more consistent." But here's the shift that actually works. Instead of chasing the outcome, you become the type of person who does the tiny behavior. So it sounds like this. I'm becoming the person that reads one page a day. I'm becoming the person who drinks water before coffee. I'm becoming the person who gives God 60 seconds in the morning. Tiny, tiny identity upgrades, right? It's not an aesthetic version. It's not a dramatic version. It's just the next level you in the smallest way. Now, my next point that I want to talk about is habit stacking. Okay, because this is something that's really going to help your habits stick over time. And it's super practical because habit stacking only works when it's realistic. And if you haven't heard about habit stacking, it literally means take something you already do automatically and attach one tiny habit to it. And it's super effective because you don't need a new schedule. You don't need new energy. You don't need a brand new personality. You just need to piggyback a habit onto something you already do every day. Now, here's some real normal people examples. So you can say, after you brush your teeth, you're going to drink a full glass of water, right? I mean, it's easy. You're seeing the water, you're already thinking, okay, I'm brushing my teeth. Now I need to drink water, right? Or when you make coffee, you're going to take 30 seconds to breathe and pray, right? The coffee machine is slow anyways, so you have the time to do it. That's a habit after what you already do. Or after you hang up the phone, I'm going to put one thing away. Your room will stay clean without you even noticing it. Or after I get out of the shower, I'll put lotion on with intention instead of, just rushing. And this becomes both self-care and mindfulness. Or when you sit in the car before driving, you'll say one gratitude. It doesn't have to be a whole list, but we all sit there before turning on the car for a moment, and you can use that moment. And it's that simple. So habit stacking works because your brain doesn't have to remember, the routine reminds you. You're not changing your whole life. You're just adding a tiny upgrade to what already exists. And finally, to really develop a habit, and it's what MON is about, is showing up, even when it's 75%, or even if it's 1%. Not perfect, not aesthetic, not I did the full routine. You're just present. And some days you're full of energy. Some days you're dragging yourself through the door. But MON isn't about showing up at your best. It's about showing up at your real. And I want you to think about that. If all you can do is one habit today, that still counts. That's still consistency. That's still becoming who you're meant to be. And that's MON showing up at 75%. Or even at 1%, but you still showed up. Now, let me leave you with something God dropped in my spirit, because small habits look pointless until the season they were meant for arrives. So let's think about Noah. You know the story. He built the ark daily, consistently, with zero proof that anything was coming. He didn't see results. He didn't understand the timeline. Nobody validated him. Nobody clapped for him. Nobody really understood him, but he kept building one plank at a time. And then the season came when those tiny daily planks became protection. And here's why that matters for you. Every small habit you're building right now, your prayers, your walks, your water, your discipline, it might feel tiny, quiet, or probably pointless today. But there will come a season where those tiny habits are the very thing that holds you up, protects you, and prepares you. Now, this ties directly to, everything that we talked about today. We talked about the 1% rule, consistency, small habits, strengthening your future self. Your arc is being built daily, even when you don't see it. And one day you're going to step into a moment where everything finally makes sense. As a self-love reminder this week, I want to challenge you. I want you to choose one tiny habit and just do it for 7 days. Just one. It's not dramatic, nothing aesthetic, just something small that supports who you're becoming. Because why wait until January when you can develop that habit now? And at the end of the week, I want you to open your notes app and write, who am I becoming by doing this one habit? Because that one tiny habit is a vote for your future self. And that's why I'm creating this series, because we laid the foundation of you reflecting on your year and clearing up your space. Now, this week, to think about who you want to become and how you can develop these small little habits to really set the foundation that you want your future self to be. We can start right now. We're setting these foundations so when 2026 comes, you're like, I'm already doing it. New year, new what? We're not doing that this year. And now next week, we're doing a little vision mapping, okay? And I promise you it's going to shift the way you see 2026. The vision boards, it's time. I love you all. You guys have a beautiful week and keep showing up for yourself, one tiny habit at a time. And I'll see you guys same time, same place, still showing up. Bye now. Okay, now if you guys stayed this long, we're gonna prank Mercedes.
Cat?
Yo, where are you?
What do you mean?
You're supposed to be here recording. I'm literally waiting for you.
What do you, when did we make this plan?
Every single day I mean, not every single day this week. We're gonna start doing it periodically today.
You didn't text me.
I don't gotta text you.
You change your shit all the time. How am I supposed to know?
I don't know what to tell you. You're gonna show up in the snow and all. You
I
better,
have to wait for your brother. Your brother's
you
not
better start
here.
walking.
Your brother's not here. I don't know what to tell you.
It's bruh.
I don't know what to tell you.
You still gonna show up in the snow?
What are we doing? How long is this gonna take?
How long does it usually take, Mercedes?
Are you doing like an episode or are you doing a
Yeah, for next week.
okay. Well, you gotta wait till your brother gets here. He's not here yet. I know.
Girl, I got my
You
makeup on and all.
text me, and you
I don't
change
gotta
your
text you,
shit.
producer.
Yes, you do because you be changing your dates all the time. So don't even.
Nope. You didn't show up, Mercedes.
You didn't say nothing.
I'm kidding. You're on Mon. I wanted to do a prank for you since you weren't here.
Well,
I just finished recording. I was like, guys, since Mercedes didn't show up today because of the snow, let's call her and prank her. So you're on Mon.
I didn't hang up on you.
You were actually normal.
What do you want me to say?
You didn't do no spakikis. You weren't Mercedes. You
Oh,
look over it.
seriously.
Guys,
Seriously.
she still showed up over the phone.
You're lucky I picked up.
I know.
I was like, let me see what Lily wants.
Yeah, you're supposed to be here.
Nah, if you don't text me, I ain't coming. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, at least you showed up via FaceTime.
You're doing your video.
Yeah. All right. Say bye to my family.
Bye, losers.
All right. So, yeah, that's Mercedes for you guys. Hallelujah.